Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a case in the new CSMC case management system. I will also be demonstrating how to view the status of your created cases, as well as acknowledgement of resolved cases and onto submitting your feedback to said cases. Now the first thing I have to do is to go to the website. So I just type in the URL, which is casemgt.ml, which directs me straight to the login page. If this is the first time I'm logging onto the system, or I've forgotten my password, I can click the Forgot Password. I then type in my email address, which is supposed to be your login ID if you are a CSMC employee or doctor. I then click on Submit, which would send an email directly to my email account containing my login ID as well as my password. I can then use these information to log into the system. So I just type in my email address, I type in my password, and then I click Login. This will then direct me to the system's homepage, which is my dashboard. You may notice an empty homepage, as the dashboard differs for every type of CMS user. Being an employee with no current cases, I will have an empty dashboard. I will then click on Cases, which would show me all my related cases, as well as to allow me to create my own new case. In creating a new case, you will see many empty fields, requested by, which automatically places the user's name, type, facilitating department, which receives the case, the category of the case, I'll just choose hospital information system, the transaction, the sub-transaction, which is based on the transaction. Now the only required fields when creating a case is the subject. I'll just put in HIS error and the case details. Let me just type in module is not working. You can also input the patient's information if it is applicable. You also have the facility to attach a file which is related to your case. Choose a location within the hospital and the corresponding room number. You can also input the severity of the case and its impact. I'll just type in prevents posting of transactions. I then click on Submit, which has a corresponding message from the system that my case has been successfully created. Now I can review the details of the case. You can see here that I opted to receive a feedback once the case is closed. I will also receive an email informing me that my case has been successfully created. See here the details of the case and that it has the same case number. I can then click on Cases to monitor its status. Now I can see my case here. I can click on the plus button to see additional details. And I can see its status on the rightmost portion. Now assuming the case follows the normal workflow, when I click on Refresh, it'll say that the case has been opened, which means it's being assigned to a processor. Now once the processor accepts the case, it'll change the status to in progress. Now when he or she completes a case, when I hit the refresh button, it'll change again the status to completed. After that, it will be validated by the facilitating department's help desk, which will then change its status to validated. Now the final workflow of the process will be done by the requester. Now I can see in my dashboard that the case needs my acknowledgement. I can then see and review the details of the case, the different information that the different processors have placed in the case, as well as the closing details of the case. Now if I'm okay with it, I can click Mark as close, at which point the system will ask me to give my feedback rating on the level of service provided in the case resolution. So I can just give a 5-star rating with a corresponding reason as to why I gave this commendation. So I can just put in efficient service, click submit, which has a corresponding message in the system that my feedback rating has been saved. I will also receive an email stating that my case has been closed. Now if I wasn't logged in the system to give my feedback on a case, I can click on the link to do so.